Good evening, welcome back to my channel. I have another story for you as ever, but first, in case anyone doesn't know, I don't know how you can because I've been harping on about it. My book, Running Coyote and Fallen Star, is out now. Contains 48 stories, a third of which have been published in literary magazines, and a larger number of which have been featured on this very channel. I will sign potentially up to 5 copies and post them out to you free if you enter the competition. All you need to do is, at the end of this video, drop me a little note with up to 5 random words. I will then put all the random words I get into a hat, and I will pull 5 out, and then when it comes to story 100, I will use those words, and anyone whose word is chosen will win a signed copy. So do enter the competition. I don't have many entries so far, so you've got a good chance. Anyway, this story is number 97, I believe, so we're getting closer to that 99th story, after which I will announce the competition. And this one is called, well, forgetting myself. The 5 words the story is based on are, and the story is called Cryptography. It's not as if you never listen. It's just that, well, I can't rely on you to be listening. I always have to double check. If I want to tell you anything important, I mean, like maybe we might go and talk to someone about our issues, you know, in the bedroom or out of it, frankly. You just seem so distant sometimes, like you're about to be carried off in a balloon. It's like I married Richard Branson, except without the billions of pounds. So you're not even listening now. What? Oh, sorry, I was just... But there was no good answer to what I was just. Diana was right. I phase out. It's not because she bores me or anything, it's just, well, there are a lot of competing subjects of interest. Like the ransomware attack at Hutchins and Bright, which I'm supposed to be devoting every waking moment to. It's costing the investment bank around £125,000 an hour to be shut out of their in-house trading platforms and internal servers. My company, Damocles Security, has been tasked with hacking the hackers, so to speak, breaking through the cryptographic barrier that the brute force attack has built around my client. Right now, I can feel my phone buzzing in my pocket, and I can tell it's H&B's head of IT calling me for an update. I need time to think. I need to be left alone. Ideally in a quiet, cool, dark place, and not in some glitzy restaurant I chose on a whim in a last-ditch attempt to impress Diana and save our marriage. This is the kind of place that serves foam as a culinary feature, for Christ's sake. I suppose it makes perfect sense for somebody obsessed with cryptography to be totally opaque and impossible to decipher, but you could at least pretend to be paying attention. She's really angry, although holding the volume down as we're in public. I really ought to listen. I'm sorry, Di, it's this contract. It's my biggest job yet, and they're on my back for a solution. Yes, I'm ambitious, but I'm also up against a hard deadline. If I can't find a solution by 1 PM tomorrow, their CEO has instructed his CFO to pay the ransom. Can you believe it? £1.4 million to unlock their own servers. That's totally unacceptable. Is it as unacceptable as you asking me here because you want to demonstrate how much I mean to you, and then spending most of the meal studying your phone? She's got a point. My phone has been burping out urgent messages and emails for the last 70 minutes, even though it's 8:40 in the evening and I put in 11 hours on the job today. Do they think my brain has unlimited resources? That said, I did put my phone away into my inside pocket 10 minutes ago and I haven't taken it out since. I'm not looking at my phone. Not at this precise moment, but you're thinking about it, I can tell. You need to switch it off. In fact, give it here. Diana sticks her hand out. I know that look. It says my compliance is optional, but non-compliance will bring disastrous consequences. She's holding me to ransom. I dig out my phone and it starts to ring. I can't help but notice the name that pops up. Colin Bracewell, H&B's CEO. Shit, that's upping the ante. Give! I hand it over and Diana rejects the call and turns the iPhone off. She drops it into her handbag. I can't help thinking that Bracewell is terrified and might be about to give in to the criminals, threatening to permanently eradicate his hard-earned business intelligence. I've told him that's not possible, but I can tell he didn't believe me. They won't be satisfied with that one payment, I said. What? Says Diana. I appear to have spoken the thought aloud. Are you still not listening to me? Crisis point. Diana is practically shaking with rage. I used to love her emotional nature, which contrasted so vividly with my own diffidence. We worked well as a team. I'd order the perfect wine for our meal, and Diana would complain when it was corked. I also loved, no, strike that, still love, her smile, her girlish giggle, her kindness with my elderly parents, and her resignation when she finally accepted that we couldn't have kids. There's a lot at stake here. Stake spelt S-T-A-K-E, and also S-T-E-A-K. Anagrams. Wait a minute, it couldn't be that simple, could it? I was looking for a mathematical solution. Could it be a linguistic cipher transposed into hex? Old school. I'm listening. Sorry, you were going to tell me about the article you've been commissioned to write. The subject she brought up just before I began to drift. I'm hoping she'll just rerun that conversational routine and ignore the unpleasant subroutine we've been looping through for 14 minutes. You really want to know? I do, I say, and I actually do. I'm not ambivalent towards my wife or our marriage. I want to focus on her, to concentrate on us. But there's something on the tip of my tongue or emerging from a tangle of neurons, something embryonic. Well, it's about birdsong and the latest theories about how and exactly what birds are communicating. I'm getting deep into the research on starlings and their mimicry. They're amazing birds, able to mimic car alarms, train whistles, chainsaws, sirens, and loads of other birds. Some say it's a kind of audio camouflage. Other scientists think it's a mating display. Personally, I think they do it just because they can. I laugh, although I'm not exactly sure why. Then it hits me. Mimicry and anagrams. Hallelujah and Eureka all at once. Hutchins and Bright may not have been hacked after all. It's really only necessary for blackmail purposes to make it seem that way. I've got to go to the loo, I announce, untying my shoelace under the table. I stand and shimmy round the table, then pretend to notice the untied lace. I drop to tie it and surreptitiously ferret the phone from Diana's handbag. Palming it, I stand up and excuse myself. Diana's eyes furrow and her mouth is set in a grim little line, but I suspect I've gotten away with it. When I return from the bathroom, having had a 7-minute call with HB's head of IT, Diana is no longer at the table. Her handbag and scarf are not dangling from the back of the chair. Shit. She's over by the coat stand near the giant fish tanks, trying to untangle her raincoat from those of other patrons, while a waiter buzzes around her trying to help. I rush over. Diana, what are you doing? Leaving, she says, with a quaver in her voice that sends a shock of guilt through me. Don't, I plead. I've had a breakthrough. I won't be so distracted now. I don't need to think about it anymore. And I don't need to think about us anymore, Diana replies. And I don't need to think about us anymore, Diana replies, ambiguously. If you'd wanted your phone, you could have just asked. She yanks at her coat and the whole stand tilts perilously. I catch it and push it back into position as Diana flees. I've absolutely no idea whether to pursue her straight away or let her cool down for a while. I'm sure she'll forgive me when I tell her I've just saved a FTSE 100 company several £1 million, won't she? I should probably run after her, or maybe not. I guess if I give her some time I can call Bracewell back. He should really hear it from me. It won't take too long. I duck out of the way of the waiters, sink behind the illuminated wall of tropical fish, and start dialing. So I hope you enjoyed that rather sad little story of relationships gone sour, lack of communication, and many other such errors. Once again, now available on Amazon. And if you do buy a copy, it would be so amazing if you could just drop a little review. In fact, you can even look at the first story or two online. There's a look inside facility on Amazon, so you don't need to buy the book to read the first first bit of the first story. I think on Reedsy, if you Google Reedsy, REEDSY, and then the title of this book, you can actually read the whole first story. So anyway, my book is out now. And thanks again for listening. And I'll see you with story number 98 very soon. Bye.